Hello and welcome to the lesson. We're going to look at a question on income tax. Kcse Mathematics Paper 2, question number 21. So let us go straight to the question. The table below shows tax rates, monthly income in Kenyan shillings. You have the column there. The slabs are given. Then you're given the tax rates in percentage in each shilling. It's very important to study the table and know the tax rate that is being applied. Now let us go to the question. Now in a certain year, Robbie's monthly taxable earnings amounted to 24,200 shillings. Part A, calculate the tax charged on Robbie's monthly earnings. This part B, Robbie was entitled to the following tax reliefs. 1. Monthly personal relief of 1,056. 2. Monthly insurance relief at the rate of 15% of the premium paid. Calculate the tax paid by Robbie each month if she paid the monthly premium of 2,400 towards her life insurance policy. Then the last question. Part C, during a certain month, Robbie received additional earnings which were taxed at 20% in each shilling. Given that she paid 36.3% more tax in that month, calculate the percentage increase in her earnings. So those are the questions. So let us go to the first part where we are supposed to calculate the tax charged on Robbie's monthly earnings. So to begin with, we are given already we have the taxable income. The taxable income is given, which is 24,200. Now in this question there are no allowances, so that is what you're going to tax. Now we're going to use these slabs. So the first slab, want to see how much tax she paid. 96.80, that is the first. So first slab is 96.80, then at 10%. 96.80 taxed at the rate of 10%. So the tax paid for that slab is 968. Let's go to the second slab. Very important to note that this is the amount that you're taxing. It should not go beyond that. So we can still go to the next slab. Now you need to get the difference or the amount of money charged in the second slab. You can see it is starting from 96.81 to 1800. So this is how you get. So you take 18,800, then subtract 96.80. Not 81, 96.80 to get the amount of money taxed in this slab. So this one will give 0 to this is 1, 91.20. So 91.20 the amount taxed in the second slab. So 91.20 times the percentage in that slab is 15. That is 15%, and this one, when you work out this using a calculator, 91.20 multiplied by 15%, this one will give 1368. 1368. Now when you go to the other slab, we get the difference in that slab. So 27,920, I'm in the third slab, then subtract 18,800. I want to see the amount of money. You can see it is still uniform. It is 91.20, but we cannot go beyond. If we tax 91.20, you notice that we have gone beyond. Look at the first slab. We have taxed 96.80. You can add 90. The second slab is 91.20. Then if you add the third slab, the full amount in 120, it will go beyond 24,200. So we need to get the amount of money that is remaining in the third slab. How do you do that? You just do it here. So we get 24,200. Then we subtract 96.80 and also 9120 to see the amount of money that is remaining to be taxed, since it will not be full amount in that slab. So once you do that, you subtract everything here. 24,200 subtract 9680 subtract 91, you realize you get 5,400. So you can see the amount that is remaining is not enough for the full slab, the third slab. So in the third slab, not everything will be taxed. So the amount that is remaining is 5,400. That is the amount of money remaining in the third slab, 5,400. Then the tax in that bracket is 20%. It is 20%. This will give 5,400 times 20%. This will give 1080. Now we have taxed the whole amount to the 24,200. When you look at, you add 9680 plus 9120 plus 5,400, you notice that you have 24,200. So now whatever we get here now will represent the gross tax. So what will be the gross tax? You add from here 96, this is 968 plus 1368 plus 1080, that will give 3416. That is the gross tax. Now we have answered the first part, calculate the tax charged on Robbie's monthly earnings. We've done that. Part B, you are given now Robbie is entitled to the following reliefs. As you can see, one is 1056 per month. Then there's another, we have to calculate that, which is 15% of the premiums paid, and since we're given the premium, the total amount for the premium, we can calculate that. So there are two reliefs, so let us go straight and calculate those two reliefs. So part B, the reliefs. So one is obvious. The first one is 1056. Then there is another one here where it is this one is insurance relief at the rate of 15% of the premium paid. So 15% is here. So this will be 15% of the premiums paid. So it will be 15% of 2400. So we do that calculation. 15% of the premiums paid, 2400. So this one will give 15% of this will give 360. So total relief will be, you add 1056 plus 360. 56 plus 360, this will give 1416. That will give 1416. Now after getting that, the question is calculate the tax paid by Robbie's each month. Now that kind of tax that you're being required to get is what we call the net tax. Net tax, or the pay as you earn the payee. That is the net tax. To get the net tax, you take the total gross tax. The gross tax was 3416. So 3416. Then you less the relief. Total relief is 1416. So the figure that you arrive at is now the net tax, which is 2000. So this is now the net tax. So we have answered that part, 2 marks. Now we can proceed to that part of the question. Now you can go to the third part of the question, and the third part of the question was like this. During a certain month, Robbie received additional earnings which were taxed at 20% in each shilling. Given that she paid the 6.3% more tax that month, calculate the percentage increase in her earnings. So to work out these, we first get 36% more will translate to how much tax. Remember, in the previous part, we've identified the net tax. Net tax is 2,000. So when it is 36% more, what will it be? So 36% more of this tax, we get it by taking 100 plus 36.3, which will be 136.3%. Multiply by, since you're given that she paid 36.3 more tax that month. So the previous month is 2,000, so that 6% more, we just get on, we add 100. So this will be 136, not 200, this one is 100. 2,000, I'm sorry, 136.3 of 100 times 2,000. So this will give us the additional, or the total tax paid after now the increase of 36.3. Working out that, you get 2726. So this is the tax, the total tax in that month after 36%, 36.3%. Now, one thing that you're supposed to know is that this tax already we have subtracted. In order to arrive to 2,000, we had already subtracted the reliefs. So this is after. This is after reliefs. That is when you arrive to this figure. Now, the question you're supposed to ask yourself, what about after? That is before the reliefs. I'm sorry for that. So what about before the reliefs? What will be the amount? So to work out these, what you're going to do, we are going to add the relief. Since they were subtracted to arrive to this figure, we are going to add. So we shall take 27, 26. Then the reliefs that we had subtracted were, look at the total reliefs, they're 14, 16. The 14, 16. 14, 16. And these will give 27, 26. You add these, you get 41, 42. You get 41, 42. This one is the gross tax. Remember, 27, 26 represent the net tax, and net tax is obtained after having subtracted the reliefs. So the figure that we get here, 41, 42, is before the reliefs are subtracted. So this is the 41, 42 is a gross tax. Then the net tax is 27, 26. That is why I have to add these. The reason why I've added these is because it will help me to work out to get the additional income. So now when you go to the tax bracket first, already we had taxed these. So in the first slab we had taxed 96.80 multiplied by, it was 10% in the first one. In the first slab it was 10%. 10%. For this one we got 968. Then come to the second slab, we got this one was 91.20. 91.20. The rate at that slab was 15. It was 15%. This one we got the tax of that bracket to be what did you get there, 1368. So here you had 1368. Now the additional falls, is the question reads here, the additional is found in the other slab. That is the slab where taxation is at 20%. So the additional comes in here. So here we have remember we had got this one as 54, the taxable income, and that slab, and this is where the additional income was given. So 54. So what you're going to do, you're going to write it as a 5400 and then plus the additional. We let the additional income to be X, represented by X. So then the rate there, we are given that it was taxed at 20% for every shilling, 20% in each shilling. So So this is a 20 over 100, and this one should be equal to, there's a figure here that we are going to calculate. But one thing that we know, when we add the total tax now, after that increase, this is what we are supposed to get. So here it is. We had already calculated the gross tax, so that is what should be here. It should be here now, 41, not there, but here, 41, 42. This should, the total figure that you should get here when you add all these tax, 968 plus 1368 plus a value here, we should get 41, 42. That is very important to note. So that is the new gross tax, and to get this value here, we simply get 41, 42, then subtract 968 plus 1368, and that is what is going to give us the amount there. So when you work out that 41, 42, subtract that, this is a figure you're going to get there. You shall get 1806. This one you get 1806. So this 1806 is the tax that you get after taxing the additional, up to the additional in this slab here. So now you can confirm that when you add the total tax, 968 plus 1368 plus 1806, you'll get a gross tax of 41, 42. Now this one should help us now to calculate the value of X, which is the additional income at that level. So this is how we get it: 5,400 plus X. Then you tax that as 20%. This one should give 1806. So we can be able to calculate for X there. So multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 20 over 100. So this one will get 5,400. 5,400 plus X is equals to 1806 times 100 over 20. The reciprocal, that is the reciprocal of 20 over 100. So this one should give 5,400 plus X is equals to 1806 times 100 divided by 20. This will give 9030. 1806 times 100 will give 9030. X will be easier to get now. So get X by just subtracting 9030, subtract 5,400. So X therefore will be given by 9030 subtract 54. This will give 3630. 3630. So we have already obtained the value of X, and that is the additional. That is the additional earnings. Now after getting that, now we should get the percentage increase in the earnings. Now since that is the increase, percentage increase in the earnings will be given by the increase, which you've got it as X, which is 3630, everything divided by the salary. We have the salary, which is 24,200. 24,200. That is the original income. Then multiply by 100. So that is how we get the percentage increase in the earnings. The increase is already here. So after getting the increase, you just get percentage increase equals increase divided by the original income. The original income is here. We are given in the first statement here, in a certain year, it is given there. So now working out these 3630 divided by 24,200 multiplied by 100, this one will give 15%. And that is simply how you're supposed to solve that question. Thank you.